Look, I jack back with another banger. Hey, got one thing to ask if you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for your boy. Today we with Gmebe, white drill rapper that went missing, but he turned up, on the live. So you finna get into this reaction. Welcome to Gmathreactions TV. You heard me? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for your boy. But let's get into this banger. You did.
Chicago doesn't just make rappers, it makes legendary stories and headlines. This is the city that gave us Chief Keef, King Von, Lil Durk, and countless others, all artists who didn't just rap about the trenches, they came from it. And while some use that reality to build empires and try to leave the life behind, others, they never got the chance. Because in Chicago's drill scene, the same authenticity that gets you noticed can also get you killed. Today's story is about one of them rappers. A rapper who is, according to the people around him, really about that life, respected in the streets, feared by his enemies, and written off by some just because of how he looked. Despite this, he did what he could to make a name for himself in the industry, but just as quick as he came up, he got took out, with the killers beating him with a bat before taking him to the woods where they set him on fire. This is the story of EBE Bandz.
Y'all some capped out rap ass motherfucker, man. And bro, the next manager y'all send me to try to sign me, I'm finna just kidnap his ass and put him in the trunk. Bro, y'all can come pay me for y'all manager back.
The body of an area rap artist is found dead and suspicion surrounds his death. Investigators found the body of William Pickering, also known as rapper EBE Bandz or Billy the Kid, on Thursday. The artist disappeared earlier this month.
Stop playing. Motherfuckers slide through y'all shit, y'all tripping.
Man, I'm about tired of this fake ass energy, this fake ass love I've been receiving, bro. Not only from random people that don't even know me, that hate me so much for no reason, but my own homies.
EBE Bandz, real name William Pickering, originally came from Dallas, Texas, but moved to Chicago with his mom when he was young. It was here.
That's crazy, man. I'm off of him today, man. Shout out to the North. Shout out to the South, East Dallas. Shout out to the Cliff, you did me. Shout out to the whole Dallas, you heard me?
Here, the Bandz will begin to make a name for herself in one of the realest, most dangerous rap scenes in the world, becoming affiliated with one of the most notorious gangs to come out of Chicago, the Black P-Stones.
Where'd you grow up?
Where I grow up?
Yep.
On the 979, South Shore, East Side, Jacktown, the 9, over East.
My son knew not to play, they ass gonna die coming through this.
Please do not come down this doof acting crazy. So I'm not playing.
You see what they say right here? This our shit right here.
Black P-Stone, I see.
Yep, this all our shit.
The Black P-Stones aren't just one crew. They're split into a bunch of smaller sets spread out across the city. One of those cliques was called EBE, which stood for Everybody Eats. But you've probably heard them referred to as GMEBE because GME and EBE, the two separate sets under the Blackstones, decided to join forces. The whole gang layout of Chicago can be a bit confusing. They were all Black P-Stone members, but technically they were part of a subset called the Titanic Stones, and then underneath that subset was their sets, GME and EBE. Together, they formed a new squad made up of members from both sides, and that's the crew that Bandz came up with. How he originally came into the game still has some mystery though, as when asked about how and where he grew up by Vlad in his first ever interview, he flat out refused to answer the question.
You know, people gonna look at you and they gonna wonder, well, did this dude grow up, in a middle class, background, upper class background, lower class background? How would you, define how you grew up?
How would I define how I grew up? Well, my mama, my pops got locked up when I was born. Me and my dad have a off-on relationship. He live in Texas. But that's all I'm gonna say about where I grew up. You don't need to know nothing about where I grew up. It's about Gmebe, about our music. That's it, period. Where I'm from, if you know me, you know.
What we know is that his ties with GMEBE came after he was already in the streets. In fact, the reason why he was accepted into the gang in the first place was because of the way that he handled himself during their first interaction with each other. According to a Gmebe member named Lil Chief Dinero, Bandz earned his spot. He did an interview with 16 Shot of Visuals where he broke down exactly how Bandz first met the members of EBE, saying that Bandz was the lean plug and that they hit him up to get some, but when Bandz came through, he sold them some fake lean. When they called him back and called him out on it, Bandz pulled back up on them so they could settle it, a move that Gmebe respected.
What he was saying was basically true. Like, that's really how we met Bandz. Like, this is like 13.
That big ass fucking bottle of lean, boy. You niggas is, I mean, you YNs is, can't call you YN. You might be older than me. You motherfuckers be druggies, bro. This shit's crazy. This shit's sad, bro. Look at that big ass bottle. They got a fucking 3 liter.
In the 13, becoming a 14, Bandz came around, like, folks, like, what he said, he tried to finesse with the drink, you know what I'm saying? You know, he came and served motherfuckers and shit. And whole time, we found out the drink wasn't real. So we called him back, pull up. He wasn't scared to pull it back up type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you in somebody's hood, you just sold it, you know you just got down on a little hit. They tell you pull back up this shit, you pull it back up. Like, what white boy will do that? So, like, we looked at him different, like, damn. Folks said, like, he ain't no goofy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we like that, and like how you coming, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just try to get in on some real niggas, but we gonna respect you just off the strength. Like, you pull it back up, you know, you ain't do no fool shit, and you weren't scared. You know what I'm saying? So we locked in ever since then, and then he always said like he been up on us and shit, been a fan of our music and shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
And with that, Bandz found himself drenched in the street life. Growing up, Bandz had been in trouble before. He told Vlad that when he was 16, he got in trouble and was sent off to a youth facility in Missouri, and it was here that he started writing raps in his downtime.
I started writing them when I was like 16, when I got sent away to this little program in Missouri, like the school where you go to if you catch a case, but the juvie home full. So when I was there, I ain't have no music. You know, we couldn't even listen to music, so we couldn't listen to no beats and nothing. So I just started writing, just writing raps and writing songs based off, you know, what I was going through and, you know, just what was happening with my life, you know, at that point.
Bandz would eventually take that same energy and put it to use when he officially linked up with Gmebe. At the time, the group already had a few rappers in the mix, like Lil Chief Dinero, and Bandz quickly became part of that movement. And just like that, he found himself on the front lines of one of the most dangerous subgenres in music, drill rap, and was doing it right in the heart of the city that created it, Chicago.
Like 4th of July, that's what we do in the South. I said in blood for my brother, that's what I do for my guys. Straight out the murder capital, where we still murder for capital. A lot of y'all ain't think I'd make it. I got 100K stuffed in the basement. We lost 100 guns and replaced them. Every single one came with a laser. When I die, bury me and go like Pharaoh. I'm in the field like a motherfucking scarecrow. He thought it was lean, I served as some carol.
Almost as soon as Bandz started dropping music, he started gaining traction. There was just something about seeing a white kid in Chicago hanging out in the trenches with certified gang members that made people stop and watch. By the time Bandz came onto the scene around 2015, drill music was already in full swing. The wave had started back in the early 2010s, and by now, we had already heard the stories, seen the action, and understood that there was a war going on in the streets of Chicago. But what we hadn't seen was a white guy stuck dead in the middle of it. It was so rare, so unexpected, that people started calling Bandz the only white rapper in Chicago with real gang ties.
What about EBE Bandz? Is he the only white gangbanger from Chicago?
Ain't he dead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Not like that. I was just I'm just like I was watching a little documentary thing about him last night, just thinking, and they said he's like the only known white gang member from Chicago, and I'm like, that's crazy that there's like one.
Nah, cause bro was doing his thing when he was out, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard EBE Bandz was doing his thing.
It was Bandz' authenticity that helped push him to the forefront, even if just for a moment. But that wasn't the only reason people were paying attention. Just a few months before Bandz started making noise, we had already seen another white rapper try to step into the drill scene, Slim Jesus.
I remember Slim Jesus.
In 2015, Slim Jesus dropped a music video called Drill Time, and it went super viral. We're talking about over 60 million views on just this video alone. That one video had the internet going crazy. It brought a ton of eyes to the drill rap scene and sparked a conversation about could a white rapper actually make it in this lane. The buzz was there, but it didn't last, because shortly after this video blew up, Slim Jesus went on Vlad TV and told the world that everything he was rapping about was fake. Guns, bodies, street life, none of it was real. Just entertainment. Fairy tales.
Let's start from the beginning. Where'd you grow up?
I'm from Hamilton, Ohio. It's a little north of Cincinnati.
How involved were you streetwise in terms of?
Streetwise, like, I mean, for the most part on the street shit, like, I mean, I'm not out here catching bodies and shit, obviously. Like, I'm fucking smart.
Do you have a criminal record at all?
Nah, I'm straight.
So you've never been arrested?
Slide his whole career.
Nah, I've never been arrested. I'm straight.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
I've had people like
being a slider,
like,
bro.
on some shit like, man, we're gonna pull up and, you know, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, I've never like gotten shot at. Like, that shit ain't never had to actually, you know, be a fucking thing.
You know, you keep it 100. I mean, I respect the fact that you're not trying to make up no shit.
And just like that, the hype died until EBE Bandz came onto the scene, and the difference between him and Slim Jesus was obvious. Bandz wasn't pretending. He was actually in the streets, actually affiliated, and actually living that life that Slim was rapping about. But that didn't stop the comparisons. A lot of people saw Bandz and thought it was just the same story all over again, just another white drill rapper trying to ride the wave. Even Vlad wasn't convinced at first. He posted one of Bandz' early music videos on his blog with the caption, "Is this the next Slim Jesus?" The post is actually eventually what led to Bandz doing an interview with Vlad in the first place. Vlad was eager to expose another white drill rapper, and Bandz, he was ready to prove he wasn't anything like the last.
I remember when Slim Jesus
he is
came
not
out.
no Slim Jesus, bro. It's like, it's realer than this. We really in these streets, and we trying to make it a way out. And brother made it out.
Like, I'm not drawing off of none of that Slim Jesus, none of that talk, bro. All that talk that's going on social media, bro, you know what? It probably gassed my shit up, but that I'm not drawing off that, bro. I'm not Slim Jesus, bro. Yeah. He is not me. So stop comparing me to him. I'm me. I'm EBE Bandz, bro. Gmebe Bandz. This is what we do.
We posted up your music video.
Right.
On Vlad TV.
Yeah.
And, you know, I purposely titled it what I titled it because I wanted it to get a lot of attention. I said, you know, the next Slim Jesus question mark, and I had a picture of you with the gun out and so forth, because I knew that people was going to react to it. And look what happened. It got 250,000 views.
You should have put real Slim Jesus.
You know,
you should have put real, boy. I ain't no next nothing. I've been out before him. Months, years before him. In all honesty, I ain't blow up because my shit look real and authentic. Not no fool, you know, foolery. Motherfuckers using CO2 guns and shit, boy. Nah, man. Nah. Nah. It ain't like that. Hell no.
As expected, after his Vlad interview, Bandz continued to drop music. Tracks like Demons, Really Had Much, Time, and his Gummo remix racked up millions of views and showed that he wasn't just all talk. But that's the thing about really being about that life. Eventually, it'll all catch up. And just when it seemed like Bandz was about to go to the next level, he started running into real problems. In November of 2017, he was arrested on gun and drug charges. He was sitting in a vehicle on the 7700 block of Paulina Street at around 3:30 p.m. when he was approached by cops after he was visibly seen rolling a marijuana cigar. He bent forward and reached his hand under the seat before being told to exit the vehicle. Police searched the vehicle and found a Glock 40 caliber handgun loaded with 18 rounds of an extended 22 round capacity magazine. His bail was set at $150,000, and eventually he pled guilty to these charges, leading to a 1-year prison sentence followed by some parole. But he was eventually released, and his first mission was to get right back to the streets.
First day back out, man. Fuck out of that county, man. Yeah. Eastside shit. Yeah. Call me King Killer Clan. I'm back in the land. Glock 23 sticking out of my pants.
After he was released from prison, reports started circulating that Bandz had separated from Gmebe, at least when it came to the rap side of things. He was looking to branch off and go solo and make a name for himself outside of the group. But unfortunately, he never got that chance to see if the plan was gonna work, because in May of 2019, the 23-year-old rapper was reported missing. His manager, Big C, took to social media saying that No one had heard from Bandz in days. He also added that Band's car was still in his garage and that his house had been completely trashed, like there had been a home invasion. Police confirmed that they were investigating some suspicious activity near the apartment where Bandz was living, and photos even surfaced online showing crime scene tape stretched out across the garage. But at the time, the police refused to release any details. Meanwhile, rumors started flying, including one that said a rapper's body had been found stuffed in the trunk of a car. The Winnebago County coroner came out and shut that down, saying that it wasn't true, but the silence from investigators only made things feel more suspicious. And for 3 weeks, fans and family had nothing but rumors and a sick feeling that something was wrong. Then there was an update, and it wasn't good. Nearly a month after Bandz was last seen outside his apartment in Rockford, Illinois, detectives located a crime scene that was 60 miles away in Hanover Park, which eventually led the police to finding Band's body in Winnebago County, which is about 6 miles from his apartment. Police arrested two guys, William Arzat and Manuel Ramirez, who were both 22 years old at the time. According to the criminal complaint, Bandz died of blunt force trauma after Arzat hit him in the head with a baseball bat. The criminal complaint states that Arzat and Ramirez then transported Band's body to a wooded area in Winnebago County where they set it on fire. William Arzat was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of concealing a homicide, and Ramirez was charged with 1 count of concealing a homicide. Arzat's bail was set at $1 million, while Ramirez was being held on a $50,000 bond. A third suspect, Dakota Graff, was later indicted on similar charges and booked into jail. Not long
they
after
got
that,
to go about some squares. That's what you're too trustworthy of your own kind sometimes, goddamn. You got to go about some lame-os. And they be the ones that do it to you, Jay. You gotta be on 10 at all time. Yeah, that's why I saw you got them guns in your music videos, all in your IG, but when it's time to have that hoe, you don't never have it when it's time for it.
A fourth man, Colton Kinneker, was also arrested and charged. But despite 4 people being involved, the case moved slowly. It wasn't until February of 2021 that the first real sentence was handed down. Manuel Ramirez, who was only charged with concealing the homicide, was sentenced to just 180 days in jail for his part in this crime. While the sentence was so light, it's still unclear, but under Illinois law, concealment alone carries a much lower penalty than murder. Then, in June of 2021, Dakota Graff was sentenced to 35 years in prison for his role in the killing. And by October of that same year, William Arzat, the man identified as the primary attacker, was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. But there was one massive problem. Arzat had been out on bail and he never showed up for trial. So even though he was sentenced to life in prison, he wasn't in custody. He had fled to Mexico, where he took on a false identity to avoid capture. It wouldn't be until 2024, 5 years after Bandz was killed, that Arzat was finally found and arrested. As of now, U.S. authorities are still working through the extradition process to bring him back. Then, in May of 2023, the final suspect, Colton Kinneker, pled guilty and was sentenced to 32 years in prison. And yet, even with all the arrests, the exact reason Bandz was killed has never been confirmed in court. The most common rumor was that Bandz had been fronted a half a pound of heroin, and when it came time to pay up, he didn't. Some people believed he tried to distribute it through the city, fronting it out to others, and when they didn't pay him, he got stuck with the debt. But who knows if this rumor is true? Regardless, it hasn't stopped people from weighing in on it. The Chicago blogger Trenches News, who's known for covering street politics from Chicago, said he could easily see it being the case that Bandz was fronted the work, distributed it through Chicago on front to other people, and those people just decided they weren't going to pay Bandz back, leading to him ultimately owing a massive debt to the people that fronted it to him.
To kill a person, put them in a trunk, and then move them from there and take them to the woods and stuff like that. Like, you know, I think it was some drug things. I think it was some, like they got some drugs.
Behind his face,
put it in the city.
I mean, you have to tell them to stand, so they people know what you look like already, buddy. So,
and the people played him for the money. And when he went back to them to tell them, like, man, you know, they weren't trying to hear it. They ain't trying to hear that you got beat, because I know the city will beat you out.
Dear William, My beautiful boy, know that I miss you like crazy. I want you to know what an honor it has been to be your mother and have you as my son. You have inspired me to be a better person. I will continue to carry out your purpose on earth to help others who may feel forgotten. Your heart has been shared by your fans and friends, and they miss you like crazy. Your mama is not alone and has become Mama Bandz to many. My beautiful boy, William, you have shown me what love really looks like, and you have changed hearts.
That's crazy.
You were one of a kind, Billy. You were loved and you wanted to change the world. You were chosen in Christ from the beginning. You are at home now. You are home free and will never be in pain again. I don't know what life looks like without you. I do know you will always be a part of me, and I will forever feel your strength. My hand misses your tatted up hand. My eyes miss your beautiful blue eyes. My heart longs for your heart, but our memories remind me.
That shit's sad.
I know we will see you again. Keep a spot warm and watch over us from above. Shine bright. I love you to the moon and back. Mama.
That was sad.